I can see we have 3 people. 3 people are here with me. Give us time. We have the 4th person has come in. Come on in, come on in. We are going to talk about careers today. This is Caroline, HR professional, career strategist. We are going to talk about careers today. We are waiting, at least we get a quorum to talk about our careers today. Hello, Mercy. Hello, Mercy. Welcome, welcome. Be ready to learn. I'm hoping you have a paper and a pen. Mercy Dege, welcome, welcome. Yes, Joyce, Joy Peters, I can see you've logged in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Invite 1 or 2 people to come and watch this, say where our career are headed towards. I can see you're very tuned in. Give me a big hello, give me a big 5 to tell me you are here. Are you feeling activated? Are you feeling energized? Today we are going to talk about our careers. I'm waiting for us to get a quorum so that we can be able to start. Yes, yes, we can see we are coming in. We are coming in. Thank you, Anne. My desk mate, thank you for coming in. I'm hoping you have a, hello. I'm hoping you have a paper and a pen. Today we are getting energized. We are going to learn all the secrets that have in building our careers. Our careers are very important for they define who we are in our future and how we are able to grow to be able to become who we are. Susan, welcome, welcome, welcome. The quorum is building in. The quorum is building in. Welcome, welcome. This is the day the Lord has made. We are going to rejoice and we are going to make an impactful decision in our lives today. There is no turning back. I have seen most people have been affected. We don't know what our careers are. We just get to the office to do work. But are you building your career? It's very important for you to understand at this juncture, there's a big difference. Mary Jo, welcome, welcome. Tell me who you are tuning into. Tell me which office you're working into. As we progress, let's activate, and let's be able to determine this. As I was saying, there's a big difference between your career and the job you're going to. What is our career? A career is something that you're happy to do. It's a line of progression of what you like to do as far as a job is concerned in your life. Now, I would like to ask, are you happy with what you are doing in the office? This is the season of growth. It's very for us to be able to understand how can we be able to build what we already have, ladies. I'm waiting for some men to come in. Let's get activated. Let's get activated. I would like to tell me, where are you watching me through? Where are you from? Which company are you working for? So that we can get to know what career are you? Are you having any handles? Today we are going to discuss at least 4 elements in our careers. First and foremost, we would like to look at our career setbacks. What is the, I'd like you to, at the comment section, tell me what is your biggest career setback. By setback, I mean, what is making you not get to where you want to be? as far as your career is concerned? Are you happy getting out of your bed every morning, going to work? Are you happy about that? Another thing I would like you to tell me, when you are interacting with your colleagues, are you happy? Do you feel that motivation to even talk to anybody? I was working with a lady yesterday, and every time she gets to the office and faces most of her colleagues, she feels out of place. She feels, this is not where I want to be. Now, the reason you're here today is for us to identify those setups, to identify the setbacks that we have in our careers and look for ways to be able to streamline what we already have. Other people would come and tell me, by the Carol, Sami Kego, welcome. I can see you're watching us. You're here streaming in. I would like you to tell me, what is your biggest career drawback that you have? You know, another area that we will be highlighting today, if you don't have any direction, by direction I mean you don't see yourself, you don't see the ideal you in a few years to come. If you cannot identify who is the ideal me in a few years to come, then you don't have any career. The moment you realize the importance of building your career, you'll also be able to know which strategies you'll be able to undertake to build that career. And that's why I am here to guide you efficiently, to guide you through the strategies you might need to take to have a wow career. If you don't have a wow experience, I would rather tell almost all my job seekers, you would rather stay at home and have a career in the house. By having a career in the house, I mean you will be tendering to your family. Other than getting to the office and you do not know where you are headed to. Yes, I can see good Joy Peters, you're calling in, Stephanie. Let the people come in, invite a friend, this is a very important discussion that we are having right now, and it might be a nice breaker for you and the future for you in your career. The career defines a lot of things in our lives. First and foremost, the career will define the kind of family. Good, Christine, welcome. The career will define how you progress with your life as you go by. If you have a bad career, it always trickles down back to your family. If you have a good career, you'll be having a good association with your family. If you have a good career, you'll have something we call work-life balance. But if your career is jumbled up, believe you me, your work-life balance will totally be messed up. And you see, your work-life balance, life, you're talking about your friends, the society, the people you interact with out there. As long as the work is not good, of course, the outcome of it will still be not very, very, very good. Now, the other thing that we'll be identifying today, and I would like you to tell me where your career is at the moment, so that we can say, give me a big five, give me a hands up. Another thing that we are looking at is for those people, for myself, who has a desire to change my direction. For example, I normally get clients who tell me, Caroline, I'm in this field. My parents pushed me to do accounting. Of course, I was good in mathematics, but I do not like being in the accounting department. You've been the accountant since you didn't know. They start we call that we do not know. If you've been an accountant for this many years, and now you're looking for a career direction, I tell you everything, there's nothing that is impossible as far as our roles are concerned. You can always have a different way of changing your career. The retirement age for most of us in maybe the private and the lawyers as well, we can get up to 60 years. You can be able to build. If you feel I've been in this field, it's time for you to take action. You know, I'm not the one who said time waits for no man. If you are in this department, if you're working in operations and you feel, by the way, Carol, I need to be an accountant. I do not like what all this is all about that is bringing me. It's time for you to take action and get to where you want to be. I have worked with many clients who have been able to get to that. Now, what you need to ask yourself is, where do my strengths lie? Yes, you have identified a career in finance, but are you stressed? Oh, just a minute. Yeah, sorry that I had a visitor in the office. Now, I was talking about you being able to identify your strengths and know where your strengths are lying in. Now, another area that we need to identify is, do you have, yes, you have identified, you can tell me, Carol, I am good in this, I am good in this, I am good in this, but I would need to accelerate my career. What strategies or which school or what training should I undertake to be able to get this career that I have in the next level, to the next level? Nyambura, welcome, welcome. What do I need to accelerate my career to the next level? These are things that you need to put in place. Because as I said, if you do not have the best career, it will affect your family, it will affect the people that you're dealing with, it will also affect the kind of colleagues that you work with. Remember what I always say about work. Work is a process you always undertake. You always take, I think 70% of our lives, we normally have them in the office. Why should you take 70% of your work life be in the office that you do not like? I will always say again and again, it's very important for you to have a career that has a direction. Just to do a bit of a recap, what I've spoken about, what I will be dealing with as far as career is concerned, is if you have career setbacks. The other thing is if you do not have any direction as far as your career is concerned. Another thing that I want us to think about, if you want to accelerate. By accelerate, I mean you need the strategies, you need the gear, you need all those things to accelerate your career. Another thing, the fourth element that I'm very keen to talk about that has affected most of us in this generation is the need to accelerate your career. The need to accelerate your career. I would want you to tell me where you're logged into. Tell me, Joe Moshiri, welcome, welcome. Msani, welcome to this live broadcast. I would want to tell me, what is your biggest issue? What is your biggest problem with your career at the moment? Charity Macharia, welcome. What is the biggest problem you have with your career? Do you have a career in mind? If you do not have, remember, and I keep insisting, show your purpose. I love what Martin Luther King said. If you have been called to be a sweeper, if you have been called to sweep the streets, and I think in our own progression, we think sweepers is the most junior position you can have. If you have been called to sweep the streets to your best of knowledge and understanding. If you feel this is the best career that I have, lay out strategies, the best strategies you can put in place for you to accelerate on that level. Yes, so I can see guys are here. Thank you so much for logging in. Log in, come in. I am very happy that we are here today. And I say, and as I said, this is the day that we are going to make a foot of our jobs. This is the day. Also, and other things that we do as far as this career clarity is concerned is look at your resume. It's very important for you to have, I always say, you would rather not have a resume than send a bad resume to any potential employer. The resume is the first point of contact between yourself and any potential employer who would want to hire you. Why do I say this? If your resume is unprofessionally done, yes, you can say, now, Carol, I have a good career. I know my progression. I have laid good strategies. But your resume is whack. Your resume is not good at all. You know what's going to happen? The only thing that can happen under that resume is the HR or the person who will be reviewing the resume will take your resume and throw it away. By throw it away, I don't mean like they shred it and put it away. I mean it will be put aside. They will not consider you. So as long as we are building our careers, it's always good to have a good brand. How have you branded yourself? Yes, I have a career. I'm good in marketing and I'm a marketer. So I have a career. How is your resume? How does the marketing progression on the building and the accomplishments you've done in your life, are they being portrayed on that resume? Those are things that you need to ask yourself. Another thing that I always tell guys to ask yourself, yes, you have been called for an interview. Then what? Okay, yes, Carol, I have a good progression, yes. My career is good. The other thing is that, okay, I have a good resume. Okay, Sasa, you have been called for an interview. What next? You need to do a lot of research. Yes, there's a lot of, and I always tell job seekers, because the number, the study that was done with the number of job seekers, aimless, people who are looking for jobs. We have almost 20-something million job seekers in Kenya. Not that we have still positions coming in and going, Another lady was telling me yesterday, Carol, I have been applying for jobs. Of course, I have a career. I've been applying for jobs, but I don't get. Remember, if you do not get, there's a post I put a few days ago. If you do not get a response, it's a response in its own. If you don't get a response on any career or any application that you make, it's already a response on its own. Therefore, it's very important for you to know, if I'm getting regrets, what do I need to do to change the part of regret? If I'm not getting any responses, that response is response in its own. What can I do to change the responses or whatever that I'm getting from the HR people? I like one gentleman who was called Mike. Mike was a go-getter, and he had stayed for quite a while. He's among the group that were laid down due to COVID-19. And what Mike could do, if he'd get a regret, he would call the person in charge or the HR and ask them, can you tell me what I did wrong? And the HR people would still tell you, by the way, your resume was lacking 1, 2, 3, 4. We had a better person. And he would go like, I even have that trait. You considered somebody, but I still have that trait. That's why it's very important for you to be don't be the reactive part. Don't be the person who sits down and waits for things to happen. You need to re-engineer the things. I always say, I was telling a certain lady in the morning, because I have my other career talks very early in the morning at 7. I was telling this lady, if you do not build your career muscle, I'll say one of our public figures, we have Eliud Kipchoge, that I really, really respect. He identified he was good in running. He's good in exercising. He has been able to build that muscle. He has been able to build a muscle in running, and he's one of the leads in athletics. You should be able to build your muscle as well. What do I say by muscle? Muscle, like for career, is be able to put some strength on what you are looking at. If somebody else puts more strength than you, you know what they are going to do? They are going to run faster. You get dehydrated on the way. Liz Gekiri, welcome. Watching, I know you're in South Africa, watching from South Africa. Welcome. What muscle have you built in your career? And other than this, I'm going to share my number. I think most of you guys have my contacts. Let me know what muscle you have built for your career. If you're not able to build that muscle, let me know so that we can work on a strategy to build that muscle. I feel very saddened when I look at people, the economies are really changing for now, and I would really want everybody to be very aware of this. The economies of scale are really changing for now. Many people are losing their jobs. Companies are scaling down. Now, if you have your muscle well built, and I repeat, if you have your muscle well built, you will be able to progress to the next level. You'll be able to say, by the way, I know I am good enough for the market. But now, if you do not have that good muscle built in you, somebody will come and overtake you. I always like when I'm speaking to gentlemen and ladies out there, and they tell me, Carol, since we started this journey, I can feel there's some progression in me. If you feel there's no progression in you as your career is concerned, I'm also talking to business people. This is not only a career, is something. If I'm in business, you love what you do. That is something like a career. It's something that you love to do. How do you build that muscle in business? If you cannot be able to identify that, I'm ready to be quoted, it would be important for you to just stay at home and bring up your family. There's no need of you frowning up. There's no need of you getting there. You have worked in this organization for, I like my banking team. I have so many people working in the bank. And one thing they tell me, I've been in this sector, but I need to change my sector. Remember, as I said, people are hiring and people are firing. What are you looking at getting at the end of the day? Tell me, what are you looking? Give me a big thumbs up. What are you looking at getting at the end of the day? Do you want to, I like another lady who told me yesterday, Carol, after listening to you, after what you told me, I know what I want to do. I've always loved cosmetics. I've always loved being in a beauty industry. I am going to take the next step into my life. What does that tell you? The person has made a decision. It's a high time we make a good decision, a relevant, a smart. We can make decisions that would affect, but it's a high time we made good decisions about our lives, our livelihoods and the careers progression that we want to undertake. Now, I'm saying this because I sometimes when I speak to people and I feel you have wasted your time. The time to do this is now. I'll tell you another story that I had. Somebody who had worked in a particular sector, they got employed right from school. You get employed right from school, you have been working in this sector, you didn't build your muscle, and now the person who was your godfather leaves the office. What happens to you? You know what's going to happen? You will not stay in that office and you will not get another job. It's time for you to know, if you're working 15 plus years in a sector that you don't even know the head or the tail, you look at your boss and you tell me, Carol, I was speaking to one lady in the morning and she told me, Carol, I do not want anything else. I just want to get out. If you get to that level, if you just know, this is like a disease. I always say, working in an office is like a disease. It's like an ailment where you have stages. You have the terminal and you have the first stage. If you feel, evaluate yourself. And I'm here, Barawa, Grace, thank you for logging in. Come on in, come listen to this. This is a life changer. This is something that I'm offering to guys out there for you to be able to know where you need to start and which shoes you need to wear as far as your jobs are concerned. As I was saying, I always like telling people, it's time for you to identify what stage of your illness. If there's an illness in your career, identify what stage you are in. Am I in stage 1? Am I in stage 2? Am I in stage 3? Am I in stage 4? I'm already dead? If you're not able to identify that, if you're in stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, the good thing with career, hata kama ni terminal illness, we can always reinvent it. It's called re-engineering our careers, getting them a direction. At least the society or our learned friends gave us at least 60 years to work. For other sectors, we could go to work for at least 75 years. So what re-engineering do you need? Yes, Carol, I'm 50 years. Where do I start? You already have 20 more years to work if you're not planning to retire. But for the guys who are planning to retire, still, you might need to make those decisions about where you are headed to and where. This is the rightful time. This is the best time. This is when you need to sit down and take a paper and a pen. I always like one of our motivational speakers here in Kenya. He always insists, have your you time. Today in the evening when you're seated, maybe before you take your nap, take a paper and a pen and evaluate. Yes, Mike, do I have a career to begin with? If I do not, take a paper and a pen and evaluate. The first section we've talked about, is it a setback? Do you need progression? You don't have a direction? You don't even know whether you have a career or not. Take a paper and a pen and highlight. The moment you write it down, it sticks. Don't type. The moment you write it down, it sticks to your brain. It sticks to your brain. Write down, what do I need to achieve? Like Liz, I schooled with you and I appreciate that. Most of the ladies here, we school together. The ones we didn't school together, you're also welcome. Have a paper and a pen and evaluate. What is the ideal me? What is the ideal me in 5 years to come? What do I want to accomplish in 5 years to come? I always admired working with the sales and marketing team, the finance sector. The sales and marketing team, Dorothy Wangoi, welcome. The sales and marketing team always set strategies. They always set timelines. They always set a sales and marketing strategy. They already know where I should be in like 5 years to come. Why shouldn't you do as well? Now, when they set that milestone, they set that strategy, by the way, we'll have identified, we'll have made at least 40 million plus in sales within the next 5 years or within the next 2 years. It can be a strategy that you define the duration of time. Then you set smaller milestone towards achieving that. You can't just say, okay, this is my New Year's resolution. You need to set smaller, they are called mini goals. You need to set mini goals to be able to attain. Now, as far as career is concerned, identify this is the ideal me. I want to be a finance manager. I want to be a HR consultant. Because for me, and most of you have read my story, I had to create very small strategies, but it calls, I like what people talk about, hard working and smart working. What is the difference between the two? Ask yourself. I'll give you 2 seconds to ask yourself, what is hard work? You know, I always see on resumes, people write, I'm a hard worker, I'm a smart worker. We call those cliche words that, of course, they are not, I'll be able to advise you the pros and cons of using such kind of words. But I would like you to think about hard work and smart work. You know, if you're a smart worker, remember what those are initials. What do they stand for? You're specific. How can your career be more specific? Don't, okay, us guys, when we were growing up, I remember myself, my dad used to ask me, what do you want to get, what do you want to become? I don't blame, and I put it in quotes, I don't blame the 844 system, at least the system has changed, but now, I used to be asked myself, what, because I came from a family of people in the medics field. What would you want to become? Because I really admired what my mom and my dad used to do. And I always said, I want to become a doctor. But now you find that, yes, you want to become, what is the system? You know, now there you don't know. What has the system laid down? The system laid down white collar jobs for us. Even for the guys that you went to school with, the system laid down, you need to a white collar job to make it in life. You need a white collar job, you need to be employed. But let me give you a word today. Not all of us, I think we are over 50 something million, or maybe the grown-ups, the people who are eligible to work, not all of us can fit in employment. Not all of us. There are those of us who can do good biashara. There's some of us who can do this. Not all of us can fit there. So where can you be able to fit well? It's if you feel that I am, by the way, Carol, I spoke to another lady. She'd worked for so long, COVID came, and she told me, by the way, after speaking to you, I think I can do very well in consulting. I've been in brand management, but I think I can do very well in consulting. We laid down the strategies, we laid down and right now she has her own company, and she's there employing people as a consultant. She didn't just sit down and coil her tail and said, oh, me, I'm going to apply for jobs. No, look at the other side of the fence. Where would you want to be? You know? Another area that I'd want us to really discuss is, if at all now, Carol, I want to, somebody can ask me, now, you're saying we get into consulting. Consultancy as well has a lot of things you need to consider. You need to be an expert, not only a professional, you need to be an expert in that field. Because remember, the good thing with the employment, and I always say, and I'm very competent saying this, the good thing with employment is you have a salary. If you have bills to pay, if you have rent that is due within the 5th of the month, you'll be able to take care of that. But if you get to consultancies, you'll get a good business today, and tomorrow you'll not have. So if you already have enough savings, have enough things on you to be able to do that. I would want all of us, the guys who are here, to be able to sit down and evaluate where we are. And as I said, let this be a very open-ended kind of discussion. I'm ready on call, I'm ready on email, I'm ready. Just pop me an email, pop me a call, let me know where you are. Tell me about your resume, whether it's good enough. Tell me about your job search. Another thing that I would want us to talk about that I'd almost forgotten is the job search strategies. There are job seekers who come to me and they tell me, "Hey, Carol, Mimi," and you look at the way they are looking for a jobs. Hi, Terry. And you find that the way this person, the strategies the person is implementing in searching for a job are the traditional strategies. It's time for us to wake up. I know we didn't have anybody out there or in our schools or in our colleges who'd tell us the new ways of getting a job. Getting a job is not only having the application. Okay, Carol, I have an advert here. I need to make an application. And then you sit down. That's the traditional way. And then you sit down and you feel this is the time for you to be able to, once you've made application, you'll feel that you'll be called for an interview. There are other things that you need to do. Get enlightened. I tell people, guys, get enlightened. There are other ways that there are strategies that you need to put in place to get a job. Yes, you have a CV, you've made the application. Okay, now I sit down. Carol, me, I've been sitting down. I'm waiting for these guys. No. That's a traditional way. It's time for you to learn the new way of landing that dream job that you have. Another thing that I would want us to think about is our resume audits. Let's do an audit. Call me. I'm ready on call. Beth, karibu. Let me know what am I trying to say. Contact somebody, even though it's a friend. Tell them. When I have corporates coming to me and they tell me, Carol, we need you to hire for me a sales and marketing manager. Juliet, karibu. When I look at the CV, sometimes I'm so saddened and my heart is torn apart. I'm very passionate about HR. My heart is torn apart because sometimes I look at the resumes, the structure is bad, there are spelling mistakes. I feel so bad because the first point of contact for yourself and the person that is reviewing your CV is your resume. If your resume has poor grammatical errors, I call them factual errors. Believe you me, even though you're the star, even though you're the moon, you'll not get to that level of being called for an interview. Let's do a resume review. Let's do a resume review on you. If you cannot get to getting an expert to do that, send your resume to a friend. Beth, send your resume to a friend. Let them read it over. Somebody who can be able to identify this. Like I received a resume last week from a certain Indian who was looking to get to our industry here in fast-moving consumer goods, and the fonts were different. This one is Time Romance. This one is Area 4. This one is, what do you expect? Even though he was, and you talk to him, you feel he's so passionate about the delivery content in him. What do you expect that this person would do? They would keep your CV aside. So I'd call upon everybody. I would like, at least we are quite a number here. Tell somebody, send your CV to somebody. Let them review your CV. Let them tell you, yes, Carol, by the way, your CV is good to go. But just don't send your CV. I would like, when you're sending your CV, ask yourself a number of questions. Is it good to go? Because the CV is part of the career that you're driving. If you're not able to answer, but then this CV is good enough. Other people who send over, if you apply for a job, you just send a blank. I'm here, I'm recruiting, you need to me your CV. It's blank, there's no subject, or the subject is Carol. There's no subject, it's just blank. What does that tell me? The owner of the company. You get? Be professional enough. And as I said, this industry, and somebody will sit down and remember this one, this industry is very, very volatile. Of course, jobs are there, but once COVID came, it really disrupted. I was telling a lady called Angela, and I would really like her to come in and share her experience. The industry is very volatile. The moment you do not know where you are, the moment you don't have the capacity to think about this is where I want to be tomorrow. The moment you just get your blankets, Yanika blanket, you close your blanket from the top to the bottom, and you don't sleep thinking about this is where I want to be. You are a misplaced person. The society is gonna come. I would like you to go back and read the stages of life. When you get to a certain age, you start thinking. I always believe in that mindset. You start thinking about this, you start thinking about this, you start thinking about this. It's time for you now to think about your career. I have programs, I have training programs if you want to get through to me. And as I said, let this be very open. Call me. I think I have put my number out there. Let me know where you are in your career. Let me know how can we work together. How can we work together to make your career more streamlined? There's work-life balance. There's psychology in our careers. You know, I'm almost done with the book that I'm writing on career. It's called Career Gun. How can you be able to inject or eject that gun to be able to propel forward quickly? As in a gun, you know, should be moving straight. It shouldn't have those Spaniard routes to go here and there. I would like you to tell me something. Tell me where your career is. Tell me something. You can jot me an email at coach@CarolineTheCareerStrategist.top. Let me know where you are. I wanted this to go for 40 minutes. We'll be having a discussion every Tuesday and every Thursdays. I can see today is our first day. I'm very excited, super excited being here with all of you guys. For the guys who are watching me, I'm super excited that you are able to take a few of your minutes to come and listen to me. I'm super excited about this. And I believe that you have taken the best step towards the next level of your life. You have taken the best step towards the next level of your life. I'm happy about this. Our next session will be next Tuesday. I would like you to send me an email. I'll have a look. I'm very prompt. I'll be able to respond to all your queries, and I will be able to help you. But don't just go back and sit down in your own cocoon and sit down in your own area and say, maybe I should think about tomorrow. I liked a post I saw in the morning. There's something we call procrastination that I normally teach. Procrastination is the idea or the belief or the saying in your mind. There is that kakona in your mind that's always thinks about nitafanya kesho. I'll do tomorrow. The time to do is today. And I remember that post. It was a picture, and maybe most of you saw it. It's like this is the grave of procrastination. And I felt like a tear would come down my eye. You know why? If it's a grave of procrastination, how many people procrastinate? How many people end up losing their livelihoods? How many people end up in the wrong sectors because I've been procrastinating about what I want to do? Let me tell you something. The guys who are here. And I would like you to share this with at least 5 or 6 people. With at least, write at least the names of 5 or 6 people that you'd share this with. Procrastination is a very big disease. If you're not able to do this now, if you're not able to sit down, go download your resumes today. I know people who have been working. You say, by the Carol, if I show you my CV, you laugh at me. Because the last time I updated my CV was 5 years ago. I don't even know where to start. Is that the way you want to go? Why can't you make everything in your life current? Why can't you just know this is what I want to be? You know, this is what I want to be. And within the reason why I put my training sessions, my discussion sessions between Tuesdays and Thursdays is between the week. They are between the week. We can have a one-on-one. We can have a one-on-one with the guys that are here. I'd also want you to go and share this video. Share this video with at least 5. Tell these people you feel I have, but I can identify this person might be helped by this. This person might be helped by this. It's time for you to say, usiseme lakini I can contact them tomorrow. The time to do this is now. If you do this now, you at least will not be in that grave of procrastination. You will not be in that grave whereby I really don't like the essence of thinking about a grave, because I'm thinking about a grave, I'm thinking about 6 inches, and I'm thinking if something is under the 6 inches, there is no way this thing will come back to stop, as in it's already gone. It's a gone case. Like if Carol would be gone, I'm a gone case. I don't want any of us to have their careers a gone case. I don't want any of us to have their resumes a gone case. I don't want any of us to have their job strategies or job search strategies a gone case. I don't want. And to crown this, as we finalize, I don't want any of us, Juliet, Beth, all of us, the rest of us who are here. I can see Mercy, Joy Peters, Ann Mumbi. I don't want any of us who are here. Hi, Tracy. Welcome. I don't want any of us who are here to have that burden of not knowing where I belong. I do not want that. I wish everybody would be able to stand up and be able to make the decisions that we need to make in our lives. As a HR who's very passionate, who's extremely passionate about what I do, I don't want to get saddened anymore. And for me to do what I do, the advisory I give guys in their careers is because I felt if I do not do this, I procrastinated for a very long time. The guys who know me better, including Joyce Peters, she can tell you this for a matter of fact. I procrastinated. Somebody calls me and I tell you, nitakupatia kesho, but I still feel I need to do this for you. My wow experience, my wow moment comes when I'm able to move you from this point to the next point. And I'm here saying, by the way, Joy Peters or Ann Mombi, my Kideski, has been, I can see this progression. You're now happy. You're now wearing your best clothes. You're now feeling, oh, I am here and I'm able to make it in life. I'm here negotiating. I'm able to, I like what a certain group asked me. How am I able to negotiate a salary? These are things that we need to talk about. These are things that, guys, we need to talk about this. And if you don't talk about it, tell me about your HR. Tell me about your boss. This is a place that we can lay every discussion that we'll be having. This is a time we can talk about our careers. Let's talk about, by the way, Carol, I have this boss. I feel these things are really coming to my mind. Carol, I have this boss, but my boss doesn't like me. I have this lady who called me beginning of the week and she told me, everybody has amenities in the office. They have a laptop, they have credit, but you know me, I don't even have a desk. I don't even have credit. My salary is 5,000. Come on. What are we talking about here? Would you coil your tail? I would like you to tell me. Send me an email. Send me a message. Would you prefer to just be seen? And I asked her, yes, you have, I talked to you, and you are very, your career, she's around 26 years. You have a career direction in marketing. You have done strong educational background in marketing. The reason why, I'm putting in quotes, the reason why this person doesn't want to leave is the peer pressure. So that she can be seen she's working for a giant. She's working for a corporate. Come on. Let me insist and talk about this again and again. Nobody is indispensable. Nobody. The moment you go, if you do not lay yourself, I'm not here fighting for organizations. I'm here fighting for individuals. I'm here fighting for you who's looking for a job. If you do not, the HR, let me give you a secret that you need to know today. The HR is an interlinking person between the employer and the employee. Let me repeat that. The human resource is the one who brings the employer and the employee together on employee relations, on contracts, on interviews, on everything. But you see, the HR, if it's not a consultant, they are employed. So sometimes the HR, and I'm not saying this, let me not be quoted, might be more inclined towards the employer. But now, what about the common mwananchi? Mtu anatafuta kazi. What about them? What about this person who's telling I spoke to one lady in the morning and she told me, I'm being bombarded with work. This is in oil and gas sector. I'm hoping she'd be here to talk about her experience. I'm so bombarded in work. I always tell my boss that I need a junior assistant. I'm a section head, but I need somebody to come and help me. What do you do if you go and when she goes to the human resource person would always take her back to her direct report. By direct report, I mean the person she's directly reporting to. And the direct report is the person who's supposed to tell the HR that we have a gap within this area, and then we could hire people. What do you do? What do you do if now when your immediate boss cannot understand one another? What do you do? That is part of your career. It's part of your career progression. What do you do? And I would want, these are the things that we need to talk about. These are the things that we need to lay our beans. It's time to drop our luggage. We have had luggages for so long. We have carried heavy burdens for so long. I always thought, it's long since I taught this, I always thought about the garbage truck. For most guys who have attended my sessions, the garbage truck is, a garbage truck, the guys who come in and they put the garbage on top of the lorries, and the lorries carry the garbage and they throw it to a dump, somewhere where there's a dump. Now, look at our lives. In our lives, we are that lorry. Honestly, we are. Are you that person who receives garbage from everyone? Remember, in an office setup, it's not always personal. It's not always personal. Remember, this person that you're dealing with, your boss, and these are things I'd want us to talk about. I'm so willing to help people move from this point to the next point. Remember, this person who is your direct boss or your supervisor or somebody who's reporting to you has maybe issues. If I come to you and you give me your report and I throw back the papers to you, it's not maybe about you. It's maybe my husband alinikelelesha kwa nyumba. So how do you deal with that? It's not always personal. And the reason why I want us to talk career matters is because in our employment, our career will also be defined by the bosses we meet. I can have a lucrative career in marketing. I change my sector. I go to, but you find your boss. How have you built your muscle? How have you been able to build your muscle? Thank you so much. Thank you for the encouragement. Thank you that you feel this is inspiring. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for that comment. How have you been able to build your muscle? That when you get to that office, you have a feeling. You have a feeling that you'll know it's not always personal. How do you deal with that? Of course, I'm not telling you to say, hey, ni sawa tu. How do you deal with such a person? You can, so many of us, including so many people that I deal with, they are planning to resign. When you resign, what are the pros and cons comes with you resigning from that job? That's what I'm telling you. And I'm saying now and again, it's time to build your muscle. Give me that call. Send me that email. Send me your CV. Tell 3-4 people to send me their CVs. It's time for you to build that muscle. I'm hoping today has been a good day for you. I'm hoping you've been able to learn. You've been able to have that. I wanted to inject you. I wanted you to have a different kind of a feeling. And it's not always lost. I tell guys, there's always something. There's always something. Never be told you're gone. I appreciate, I can see Joy Peters. One day I'll call her to talk about her life. She's one of my clients that we've been able to build. She's here. I wish, Joy Peters, one day I'll call you. I would like you to tell people about your life. Right now, she's very successful in what she's doing. She's been able to beat a lot of handles in her life. It always starts with you. Nobody will come to build a career for you. Your mother will not. Sorry to say this. Your husband will not. Yes. Listen to me, and I'm looking at you. Your husband will not build a career for you. Your wife will not either build a career for you. You, the strategist here, will not build a career for you. I can only guide you. As I finalize, I'll ask you, if you want to, I would like you to think about an area you've never been. Like for myself, I've never been to Kisumu. I'm hoping one day I'll be called there for such a talk. If I need to get to Kisumu, what would I need to do? Oh, first and foremost, I'd like to know, do I need to go by bus? Do I need to go by train? What do I need to get to Kisumu with? Maybe I'll do thereabout a big research. And I'm going to Kisumu where the reason why you need somebody to come in between there is to save you time and give you a roadmap. A strategist or somebody who knows, or a mentor. If you don't have a mentor, talk to me. If you don't have a mentor, Masindege, talk to me. if you're looking at getting to Kisumu, as I cut that short. You need somebody who will direct you. You need, if you're going by taxi, you need to call them. You need a lot of strategy. You need a lot of. Now we come in as career strategists to make you get there faster. Anyway, thank you so much, guys. I'm super excited. Everyone is here. Let's meet next week on Tuesday. Today is Thursday. Ask me any question. I'm here. Let's meet next week on Tuesday for us to talk more about our careers. Every day, send me topics you want me to discuss. Send me. I'm ready to talk about that. Send me anything you want me to discuss on this live broadcast. Tell me where you're ailing. I know somebody has an ailing somewhere. Don't let your ailing get to terminal illness. Don't let. Though it can be reversed, don't let. And don't procrastinate. You be among the graves, the gravesite that I saw today in the morning. Anyway, goodbye, everyone. I'm happy you're here. Send me an email. Bye-bye. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you. Thank you for everyone tuning in and being able to watch this. I'm very super excited being here. Goodbye.